Welcome to today's video. Today I have some new products to look at. These are new to me. They're not new to the market. I was just on Beautylish, which I don't go to too often, and I noticed that they had products from Jill Stewart, who is an American designer. And then I remembered Michelle Wong spoke about her really briefly the other day when she was doing upcoming makeup. And, you know, I have to say there's something weird about Trend Move, the way they format what they're saying. It's like words, and I'm just like, I want to know who it is, and then put that in caps, and then tell me what it is. And so I kind of look at things on Trend Moods, and if the picture doesn't interest me, I don't even read who it's from. Bad on me, but you know, that's the way I am. So I didn't really see this new product that is coming up, and she doesn't have it yet. It is her blush, but I did buy 3 things from her line. She started Jill Stewart Beauty in 2005, but my feeling is that might have just been perfume, because I swear she had a perfume. I really think she had a Lily of the Valley perfume. Maybe oh, you know what? I'm mixing that up with Jessica McClintock. Okay. She also has bath products, and that probably came out earlier as well. It's hard for me to imagine that there's a makeup line out there, a complete line, that I haven't heard anything about. But when you look at the print on the boxes, they are in English and an Arabic language, and I think it's possible, I don't know if it's Farsi, I don't know what it is, but it's possible that this line is really intended for a different market. This is, by the way, what the packaging looks like. It's a pretty sweet pale pink, and she has bath and body, fragrance, and skincare, as well as makeup. So I got 3 things, and I've already unpackaged them, and I just want to show you really quickly. This is the blush, and this is the wand with which you apply the blush. This is interesting. This is a lip oil. It's got a J right here and a little pink diamond right here. And then this is a cream, a jelly for your eyes. And it's very blingy and it's very plasticky. To me, it's incredibly young, and it kind of reminds me of the packaging for Pretty Vulgar. Pretty Vulgar, I kind of liked better. I mean, it was super over the top. This is over the top in a different way. But this is just, you know, plastic. Let's start with the blush. The range is not very expensive, so maybe she is, I don't know, maybe she's going for a younger market. It doesn't make sense to me because I don't think a lot of people know who she is. But this is the loose powder blush for $34. The eye jelly was $20, and the lip product I forgot to write down. I'm going to say it was $24. And, you know, she has a couple of quads, which are $48, which I think is way too much for a quad. And she has singles for $20, and she has them in cream, she has them in powder, she has them in matte. None of them looked incredibly interesting to me. And her other blush palettes are about $38. So they're not incredibly expensive. Let's start, should we? Should we start with this? This is weird. So you undo it and you take this off and then forever throw it away. I already took it off just to show you. And this is really scented. This is a rose scent, but it's not quite as fresh as the rose scent in by Terry, which I really like. I don't know if you'll be able to see what's going on in here, but see all this whiteness? And then this darkness right here, that's where the powder is. So I thought that this was all powder. No. And then you have to kind of move this white thing to get to the powder. So now I just moved it, and it's white entirely in there. And see how it's revealing itself now? It's freaking strange, you guys. You take your little wand, which I assumed your wand would just fit in here, and goes back when you're done. Because it would be really silly to keep this one separate. You can get, you know, dog hair, dust. I'm just going to spin this around to evenly coat. There we go. Okay, I'm wearing my foundation. I'm wearing the Shiseido Synchro Skin in silk. I powdered it down a little bit with my Batterie, and I put on a little bit of bronzer, which I got another color of this Danessa Myricks and used this, whatever was remaining on my hand for my foundation. I put a teeny bit of this and used them together and used a beauty blender to kind of bronze with this color, and this will stay all day long. I'm going to just take a little off here and lightly, I'm hardly touching the face. This feels so Barbie, you know what I mean? It feels like fake makeup that you use with your dolls. Oh my God, didn't they have a doll like that? If they didn't, they should have, where you have a little wand, and as you touch the wand to the doll's face, she gets blushy, except for it's not coming from the wand, it's just coming from touching the face. If there's not a doll like that, please get Mattel on the phone. I don't mind this at all. Let's put a little bit more on. By the way, the color I have is 02. And I'm just going to spin it around here. Ooh, I got a lot. I'm going to take some of that off of my hand. I want to blow on it. Don't judge me. Again, hardly touching. And the color I got is really kind of a neutral color. I realized I don't have much in the neutral department, but it's neutral peach. And I'm just going to get whatever is left on the eyes, kind of act as a base for the eye product. It's soft. I mean, it's soft to the touch of my fingers. It's soft. It's like putting a stuffed animal on your face. I don't know. Let's see if this works. So now I'm just going to close this, right? Closed. And I'm going to put this in here, because there were no instructions. And I guess this is what you do. I mean, it's kind of fun. Okay. And the color is, I didn't, put a lot on. My goodness. I can see it. I hope you can. It is a fairly natural color in a peachy kind of zone. Let's go into this eye jelly. So this is called eye jelly, and my color is in 3, which I think they are calling brown. Yeah, they're calling this brown bijou, but I don't feel that it's brown, and it's kind of exciting because I think this is a lot like a Shiseido color that I have that they're no longer making. So, when something gets continued, I don't really wear it anymore because I don't want to finish it. Check this out. This is really a jelly. And check that out. And this I put on my hand yesterday. This stayed all day long. Look at that. It is stunning. It's so pretty. Now there are a couple of scattered bigger glitters in here. When I say bigger glitters, I don't mean glitters, but I mean this is really sparkly and lovely. Get a little bit of reflection there to see what's going on. So there's a little bit of bigger pieces of sparkle, not necessarily glitter. And I was thinking, oh, it was drying already. This would be such a lovely one and done. Okay, dried already. I'm just looking from eye to eye. This one just seems so much alert and awake. This is what it looks like, but let's do a little bit heavier because I allowed a couple of seconds for that to dry. And boy, when you're not using this, dig in, put the lid on. Aha. Look at that. That's really something. It doesn't look brown. Just just going to work it in until it dries. And it's getting there. It's really pretty. I think if you were not hooded, like me, you might find that this is something that might look a bit like a glass eye. Like if your lid shows somewhat, it's very reflective. Not quite glassy. And this also has that rose scent. Again, a rose is not a rose is a rose, you know what I mean? When it comes to rose scents, some are dark and red, and they seem to pair with patchouli, although I don't see a lot of people do that with makeup. But even in makeup, rose scents, there could be rose with other scents that kind of give it that vintage feel. I forget what it is. I will write it right down here. And then there's the By Terry rose, which to me is a fresh, young rose, maybe a yellow kind of rose. This rose is it's also a fresh, young rose, but it is a little bit more than the By Terry, a little bit stronger. So let's go ahead and just do some lining and put on some mascara. I'm not loving the way my eyes look. I feel like they just look teeny weeny. Maybe I shouldn't have done the liquid liner, but I also didn't recede my hood and kind of sketch out a better shape for my eyes. So I'm just going to go into the Tropic and pick up something. I'm just doing boop, boop, boop. I'm just kind of giving a little bit of a shape. That helps a lot. But I also think the liquid eyeliner was not the right move. Now when I put the shadow over this jelly though, the shine is still there. I haven't taken it away. Okay, let's go in with the lip. This is 01 Forbidden Fruit, and this is an oil. It is called Forever Juicy Oil Rouge Glow. If you've not been here before, welcome to my channel. And you should know I really hate it when companies give their products like 6-word names. It's silly. Okay. Also smells like rose. And I have to say, I'm able to line with this. This dopelet is thin enough to use just like this, so that's nice. There's a lot of companies that say they have oils, but they feel just like glosses. This does not feel like the YSL Tint and Oil, but it feels more like an oil than the Clarins, than the Dior, than the Hourglass, which all claim to have oils. And they feel more like glosses. But this does have a little bit of an oily nature to it, and it's fairly opaque. It feels really, really comfortable. So before we leave, I'm going to put a little bit more on so you can see what the color really looks like. I hope you can see what that color is. I mean, it's a pretty, look, it's kind of like Barbie stuff, you know? These are pretty in a totally fake-ass way. You know what I mean? It's not like the Gucci bronzer, which is stunning, stunning packaging, but I just, you know, I just got 3 bronzers and I just can't. I can't make myself, I can't bring myself to buy a $50 bronzer because the packaging is so beautiful, but this is a little young, but it's not priced young. This would be high-end for young. So it's weird. I do wonder if it's just for the Middle East market. That's why everything is in a language that I don't recognize, but I think is Middle Eastern language. Oh, wait a minute, maybe it's not. It's so small I can't tell. It could be Asian. Oh, on the bottom it's definitely Asian. That totally makes more sense to me, you guys, because this is, yes, I could see how this would be, something like this, the packaging would work with the Asian market. The gimmicky nature of how to apply this, for instance, I can see absolutely how that would, the Asian market would respond to that. Yes, this makes sense to me. I don't think that this is, the languages that I'm seeing here and here, I don't really recognize them because I kind of recognize them a little bit. All right, so I hope you stayed to the very end because if you didn't, you're thinking I'm an idiot. But yeah, I'm blind as a bat, so I was just looking at it with my glasses thinking, I don't know what this is, but it doesn't look Asian to me. But with my magnifying glass, it's absolutely, yes, it's an Asian language, and I think that this might be something that is, I don't know, it could be very big in the Asian market. The packaging looks like something I would associate with the younger girls. And when I say younger, I don't mean 8 or 9. Of course, they're old enough to wear makeup. But I can see how that might be appealing to some sector of the Asian market. I get it. I get it. All right. It's pretty, you guys. It's really scented, but you know what? The Hermes lipsticks are also super scented, and that scent is far less bearable for me. I mean, that's really not a good scent. Where this one is just a rose. I can live with it. It's not something I would pick to wear on my own, but I can appreciate it for a nice rose and not a dark rose. And that's gonna wrap it up, my God. And that's going to wrap it up. I hope this was interesting. I have to say, this is comfortable. And if you're looking for a lip oil product that is not a lip gloss calling itself an oil product, you might want to consider this. It's super comfortable, and it feels very conditioning, and it has apricot oil in it, which is really good for your skin. The blush color is quite subtle, but you know what? It's pretty. It's starting to get hot. I have to put my hair up. And this eye situation here, that is very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. I wish it had a little bit more color because the one that I have from Shiseido that is no longer being made had a bit more color to it, so I didn't need to add some shadow to give myself a little bit of definition and shape. With this one, I kind of do. But it's cool. It's summer fun. And that's going to wrap it up. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope I wasn't all over the place, and I really hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I am wishing you good health.